So he's definitely felt the power of Akhmadaliev, but I think he's okay. He hasn't been rocked or hurt with anything yet. But I think he's an experienced fighter. He's done 12 rounds many times. He knows this is this isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. He has to take his time here, and he'll be hoping that some of the steam leaves Akhmadaliev. Body shots like that will help that happen. If he take what you can get early on, touch him downstairs every time you get a chance, and let the steam leave Akhmadaliev a little bit. Let him punch himself out a little bit. Let him waste some energy. He hasn't been 12 rounds. He doesn't know how to pace it in a hard fight. I'm an experienced fighter. I'm the world champion, and I'm going to come on, as the fight goes on. That's what I imagine that's what we're going through his head right now.
Just sinking his toes in there, Akhmadaliev, and looking to find a way through with that right hand. The corner were asking him for more body work as well. In that minute between rounds, after round 2.
Yeah, I think it's important that Roman gets the respect from Akhmadaliev. Can't have him just walking him back and bullying him around the ring. So he's doing good here, Roman. He's letting him know he's sinking a few into the body. He's staying nice and tight. So it's important that doesn't go gung ho. Doesn't have to match Akhmadaliev here. But at some point he does have to get his respect and touch him downstairs to the body. That's a good way to go about it.
Looking for left hand there, Akhmadaliev just slipped over the shoulder of Roman, who comes back with an overhand right, and Akhmadaliev opening out with that lead right hook, didn't land it. When Diaz was boxing on the undercard of Canelo Jacobs, and it kind of went from there really. Diaz in his 3rd world title fight really must deliver this time around. It's a first world title fight for Muroджон Ахмадалиев in the black and white, in this just his 8th professional fight. Roman, the unified champion, the super bantamweight. He's in the red, white and blue.
Yeah, nice right hand there from Roman, and Akhmadaliev landed a good left hand before that. He's really letting these shots go here, Akhmadaliev, and Roman still tucking up, but he is answering back a bit more now. A good body shot there. I thought he had a much better round. His 3rd round was certainly a big improvement on the first 2 from Roman. I thought he just shaded it, but there was he needed to kind of come back and get Akhmadaliev's respect a little bit, because he doesn't want Akhmadaliev backing him up and bullying him with his feet really, and particularly that left hook round the back. He gets a lot of power into that Akhmadaliev.
Roman just looking for the uppercut there with the right hand. He just stepped off to the right hand side as Akhmadaliev was on his in, didn't miss with it by much. Akhmadaliev just getting the gloves up as he's in range, and dip to his left and look for that overhand left. Lead left hand in the southpaw there, just clips Roman.
Yeah, nice work there as well from Roman, just coming in behind the double jab, landing a right hook of his own. Again, nice little 2-punch combination there from Roman. This is better from him.
Jab to the pit of the stomach there from Akhmadaliev, and then just sets those feet and again looks for that big winging overhand left. Roman's putting a little bit more weight on his shots now, happy to walk into distance and then let his hands go. It's the early stages of a fight are always fascinating. Roman will know that Akhmadaliev comes with the reputation of a big puncher, and you've been in against some big punches yourself, Matt, and you don't know what the power's like until you're in there. In those first couple of rounds, although at times from ringside they might look a little bit sketchy, even though your opponent might be fairly heavy-handed, if you feel, okay, well, I can handle this. This could be worse. Then that's a big moment in the fight for you.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be expecting Akhmadaliev to have power, so he'll be mentally prepared for Akhmadaliev's power. And you can see he carries a lot of power, the Uzbek, but
where he had more of a look, Roman came more into the fight. in that round, and I think from this point onwards now, this is where this is going to get very, very interesting. He landed more shots in that fourth round, Roman. At no point, though, did Akhmadaliev look hurt or bothered or concerned about them. But going into the fifth, it's almost like you get the sense that the kind of preliminary stage of the fight is over now, that these two have had a good look at each other. And now we can really begin. 2 rounds apiece on your scorecard there, Matt, through 4 rounds. Third round was close, not an easy one to score.
No, I mean, you know, you could make an argument that Akhmadaliev won all 4. I mean, he's been aggressive and he's been loading up, he's been landing the eye-catching shots. But I think the last couple of rounds, Danny Roman was letting his hands go a lot more and was coming back with those good counters. We see there a couple of quick body shots. He's not. I think the first couple of rounds, Akhmadaliev was very aggressive, was really loading up, banging the shots in. I think Roman definitely wary of the power, stayed nice and tight, was very defense first minded, but I think in those last couple of rounds he's coming back with good counters, particularly to the body, and this fight is getting interesting now because Roman, having gone 12 rounds many times, you hear his cornerman telling him, Eddie Gonzalez, saying keep the pressure on him, don't let him rest, and that's key. I think, you know, Akhmadaliev likes to dictate the pace and will have always been able to do that because of his power and because of his technical ability. But this is a big step up here against Danny Roman. He's been in hard fights before and he knows what it's like to, you know, I think it's coming at a good time for him. Akhmadaliev, we'll see. He's only had 7 fights as a professional, but as you see, breathe, and that's when Danny Roman needs to step on him again and make Akhmadaliev work at a pace that he's not going to be able to sustain.
Looking for that straight left hand again there, followed by the right Akhmadaliev. Just gets through with the jab as Roman was trying to open out and throw his own right, and then Roman leading off with the left hand. It's just incrementally the pace of this is increasing as we go through the rounds.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a key feature in the fight. We know Roman can do 12 rounds. He knows how to pace the 12 rounds. We don't know that we can say the same about Akhmadaliev. You know, he's
super bantamweight champion Murodjon Ahmedaliev in the black and white, his mandatory challenger with the WBA. Man's looking for that right to the body. Ahmedaliev just managing to drop his forearms on it.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting here, at the start of the 6th round here, Danny Roman, he's the aggressor, he's the one coming forward, pushing Akhmadaliev back. First few rounds, Akhmadaliev was very bullish, taking the center of the ring and trying to, you know, almost intimidating Danny Roman onto the back foot with his feet, with his footwork. But, you know, now it's Roman, he's the one coming forward, he's taking the fight to the Uzbek.
That was good from Roman, just managed to cut off the ring, force Akhmadaliev back towards the corner, and then just rattled off a good few body shots. And he's looking more circumspect in this round, certainly Akhmadaliev so far. Good jab there though from the Uzbek, nice stiff lead right hand that just snapped back the head of Roman.
Yeah, you can see there Roman didn't quite land it, but he was looking for that quick, short, straight right hand counter. Again, you can see him trying to get into feet, trying to set up that right hand down the middle. You know, he's not overreaching with his shots here either, Roman. He's getting his feet into distance before he lets the hands go. Nice jab there.
When he goes to the body with that right hand, Roman, he brings it back really low often, and that's a couple of times now when he's done that Akhmadaliev has come straight back with that jab and caught him. Roman's looking for that right hand down the middle. This is a post round, there's not a lot in this one. With the jab, the right hand didn't quite get through. Lateral movement is certainly something that Akhmadaliev was worked on. That was a good, strong backhand there from Akhmadaliev.
Yeah, nice hard 1-2 down the middle. He just gave that little feint with his feet, took the half step back and then came back into distance with his feet and landed a nice hard 1-2 down the middle. Again, a good body shot in from the Uzbek.
Again, just throwing that big left hand towards the end of the round and just came 12. That sixth round was an interesting round, Matt, because Roman had just... he got a little bit of momentum going, I think, in the third, fourth and fifth. Some close rounds in there, certainly. You've gone 1 and 2 with Akhmadaliev, then 3 and 4 with Roman, then 5 and 6 with Akhmadaliev. That sixth round, he looked a bit cautious at the start of it, the Uzbek, and it almost just seemed there for Roman to just increase the pace a bit, as his corner was saying to him, and just go out and win that round, and he didn't. He was then a bit overcautious himself, and at the end of it, it was Akhmadaliev who won it.
Yeah, I thought Roman started the round really well. He came out, took the centre of the ring, and he was backing Akhmadaliev up, but I think Akhmadaliev really finished strong, really landed some hard shots, particularly the 1-2 down the middle. We've seen him just land another good 1-2 there, and I just thought that he finished the round really strong and just shaded it in my card.
And he started this round aggressively and confidently as well here at Akhmadaliev, just looking to try and pin Roman back, and he's looking to the body a little bit more now. As I say that, he just stoops to try and jab to the body. Good right hand there from Roman.
Yeah, that was a lovely double jab right uppercut from Roman. I mean, you'd like to think now, if you're in Roman's corner, this is going to start to become your territory, because Akhmadaliev has only been past this distance once. He's been 9 rounds, you know, so this is he's never probably been in a fight like this. So Roman, this is where he wants to really start stepping things up now.
Slightly tentative. Committing to his punches a little bit more there. The man from Los Angeles, the defending champion. And just flicking with the jab there, Akhmadaliev, and that was a good left hand from Roman.
Yeah, good work from Roman, and again, it's noticeable that Roman's the aggressor here. He's the one looking to come forward, and Akhmadaliev seems happier to box on the back foot now.
Closing stages around 7. Akhmadaliev just sticks out that left. Doesn't quite manage to land it.
Good shot from Roman.
Just a right hand. Take a bit of a breather. And those rounds can be absolutely critical, because if you can just nick it when you're both trying to play the same game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good round from Roman. We see the double jab, the right uppercut there. That was a beautiful shot. But I thought he was in control of the round, really. There were times, of course, when Akhmadaliev landed some hard shots. But all in all, I thought Roman was in control. I think you're right, though. I think it's at that stage of the fight now where they're kind of having not a round off, but a slower round to just try and let the second wind come in.
With those feet planted wide, it gives him that strong base to throw his punches from. He can generate plenty of power. It can leave you a little bit immobile at times, but he doesn't really suffer from that. Looking to lead off with a hook there, Akhmadaliev. Yeah, Roman just shuffling into range.
Yeah, I think this is where Roman has really got to use his experience now. We're into this, you know, the 8th round here. This is where he's got to know when to fight, when to rest. He's got to, you know, maybe finish the round strong, maybe not start the round so quick, maybe get some work out of Akhmadaliev in this first minute and a half, make him miss, stand in distance, try and get Akhmadaliev to load up and land some big shots, take them on the gloves, or, like I say, make him miss, and then come on strong in the second half of the round and really catch the judge's eye. Nice right hand down the middle there from Danny Roman, but Akhmadaliev come back with a flurry of body punches.
Just looking for the jab, Roman, just trying to keep Akhmadaliev occupied with it, then look for the right hand. And that's absolutely the key for Roman. His corner have been telling him he must stay busy, because when he does, Akhmadaliev's defence is to keep those gloves up, and if you can keep him occupied like that, then that form of defence, it can work, because he can't really see particularly what's coming towards him.
Yeah, Roman just being nice and busy here, not looking for power in these shots, but he's just keeping Akhmadaliev busy.
That was a good left hand though from Akhmadaliev, and then he was looking for the jab. Roman just squeezed through a left hand in the middle of it as well, looking for that uppercut, and there's that big swinging left hand from the Uzbek, which he didn't quite get through with the second time around, more so.
Oh, good left uppercut there from Roman. That was a beautiful shot.
And good exchanges towards the end of the 8th round. Roman again just clips him with the right hand, and Akhmadaliev just standing in range. Roman just stepping in, taking that space that he's giving him, left to the pit of the stomach, and good stuff this right to the end of the round. Well, Luke Keeler, of course, goes for a world title later.
Planting his feet, putting a lot into it. It's a nice 1-2 counter from Roman. But again, there's that nice left hand, right, kind of like a looping right hook combination from Akhmadaliev.
There's a lot of bounce about Akhmadaliev. There seems to be a lot of energy left there, looking for that left hand over the top. Body language wise, he looks good. He kind of looks like the boss in a way, but this is about the punches you land, and Roman just gets on with business. He gets on with his work, and as I said, it's unspectacular at times, but it's effective, and that's what the judges will be looking for. Akhmadaliev at times,
I think Akhmadaliev is landing the more eye-catching, the more powerful shots. Roman, more compact, tighter defence, more workmanlike. Very evenly matched, really, I think. On my card, I've got a more square coming into this round. And again, this round's been another close round. Probably Akhmadaliev landing the better shot so far. Again, looking for that left hand right hook combination. That was a nice hard left uppercut he landed there, Akhmadaliev.
Well, it's the final 30 seconds of the round. Akhmadaliev just standing there on the border of range, just leans in with his head to present that target every now and again, just to try and tempt Roman in, draw something from him. Good straight left hand there from Akhmadaliev.
Yeah, he's been using the backhand well, and at times there he's just putting it out there and coming back with a nice right hook too.
Well, outside in the car park, we have got some warm-up exercises being undertaken there by Anderson Gibb. Needs to get the blood pumping. It's been one of those weeks where it would have felt like a long week building up to this. And they've been wondering whether fight night was ever going to come around. It's a new experience for those two when the spotlight is on them in a way that they can never really have imagined. These two are used to it. Good left to the body there from Akhmadaliev. gloves together. Roman making a nice busy start to the round.
Number of players that could have won that tournament, but I think that was Phil's tournament. He had
Matsuyama, can he make the only birdie of the group?
Number of players that could have won that tournament, but I think
plenty of power left, carried his power into the late rounds, really digging them in. Again, coming forward here quite bullish, using his physical strength to push Roman up against the ropes and, you know, flurrying there with both hands to the body.
So 6 minutes to go here. Akhmadaliev quickly to the centre of the ring. It's Danny Romanni in the red, white and blue, who's the defending WBA Super and IBF Super Bantamweight champion, having unified against IBF champ TJ Doheny at the end of last April.
So he's got to be careful there, Romanni just, you know, threw a lazy straight right hand out, and Akhmadaliev countered him with that looping, that arcing left hook from the southpaw stance. And again here, Roman trying to back Akhmadaliev up. Akhmadaliev keeping his hands, keeping his gloves up, locking them on the gloves.
Heads almost coming together there as Akhmadaliev just walked in square with his gloves around his chin, really. Just trying to bully Roman back towards the ropes here, trying to impose a bit of physical strength on him. He is a solid unit, but he hasn't been able to bring too much of that to bear in the fight so far. There have been some close rounds in here.
Yeah, it's not been an easy fight to score. There's been some really close rounds, and it's ebbed and flowed, and wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of quite different cards here. Good uppercut there from Roman.
Akhmadaliev just beating him to the jab, and again they're just leaning in, just leaving that head as a target. And Roman did throw the right hand, it just bounced off the forehead, didn't really do too much damage, but it caused Akhmadaliev to just take his feet back. Into the final minute of round 11. That's a decent combination there from Akhmadaliev, who's looking to get onto the front foot a bit more towards the end of the round here. That's a decent combination there from Akhmadaliev, who's looking to get onto the front foot a bit more towards the end of the round here.
Good right hand there from Roman.
Just falling short with the right hand there, Roman, and Akhmadaliev looking to try and pick him off. Getting busy. 10 seconds remaining, then just one more round remaining after this. And there's a good finish to the round here from Akhmadaliev. He's landed a few shots, and he's...
Some of those rounds were closed, and maybe they could have gone the other way, but I think Akhmadaliev looks the stronger of the two here now. The last few rounds for me, he's pushed on, and maybe that surprised me a little bit. I thought the experience of Daniel Roman over the 12 rounds would have seen him. This is where, in this stage of the fight, this is where he would have pushed on, and maybe he will now as he's coming out really quick here at the start of the 12th round. He's certainly started this round like someone that needs a big round.
Well, he got that left uppercut through, really just set his feet as he worked his hands on the inside, and he needs a big effort in this final round, that's for sure. He absolutely must take it and then just see where the that was ever going to come around. It's a new experience for those two when the spotlight is on them.
Ahmedaliev looks happy here. He's moving. He's happy to coast a little bit where Roman, he knows that he needs a big round here. Good luck. Oh, that was beautiful work from Roman. Two really good left uppercuts and a nice right hook to the body. You can see he's trying to cut the ring off now, and he wants to go to work.
He's looking for that right hand there again and trying to get on the jab here, Akhmadaliev, but Roman just catches him with a nice short right hand on the inside, which just clips his jaw.
Yeah, that was a good right hand counter. Nice good reflexes from Roman, especially in this stage of the fight.
Well, midway through the round, and it's been all Roman in this final round so far, and Akhmadaliev has got to get himself going and provide a response here, because you can never be absolutely certain of anything when it comes to the scorecards. And as we've been saying, there have been some close rounds. It's Akhmadaliev who's looked like the boss in there most of the time from where I've been sitting, and that punch power, I think it is certainly real, because it would appear that it's taken something from Roman, who hasn't been able to come on in the second half of the fight quite as much as we thought he might.
No, but he's really going for it here now. This is good work from Danny Roman in the final round.
The left hand there from Akhmadaliev, who just drops his gloves. And Roman just backing off a little bit for the first time in this final 3 minutes.
But he's put a lot into this first 2.5 minutes, so I think he needs to get a little breather here and try and suck it up for a big finish in the final 20 seconds or so.
Again, just pursuing Akhmadaliev around the ring, who is happy enough to backpedal. He's losing this final round, but I think at the bell he will celebrate, that he will feel that he has done enough. And Roman, again with a good straight right hand there, just sneaks that one through. Akhmadaliev looking to try and come back, caught him with a good right, and this is a great exchange right at the very end of the fight. Blood coming from the end of the nose there of Akhmadaliev, and Roman raises his gloves. The Akhmadaliev corner seemed fairly confident as well. The defending champion